Whole Systems Approach to Sustainability Hubs. One Community Weekly Progress Update number 211.
One Community is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are creating open source and free shared blueprints and resources, tools and tutorials, and do-it-yourself instructions for highest good living. Creating solution models that create additional solution creating models in the service of all life on this planet. This includes highest good approaches to food, energy, housing, education, for-profit and non-profit business creation, society, and true earth stewardship. We are creating all these things to be implementable as either individual components or as complete teacher demonstration villages and hubs. Welcome to the One Community Weekly Progress Update.
My name is Jay Sable, and I'm the Executive Director of the One Community 501c3 nonprofit organization. This is our weekly progress update number 211, April 9th, 2017 edition. As always, I'm going to be covering 1 week of our team's progress and accomplishments with pictures and video. If you'd like to see more details, more specifics, links to all the open source content, you can visit our written blog. Also, if you'd like to receive an email every time one of these updates comes out, you can send an email to onecommunityupdates@gmail.com, and we'll add you to our newsletter list. Or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us through social media and manage your updates that way. Let's jump into the updates.
One Community's approach to highest good education is open source and free shared, designed for all age groups, adaptable to any schooling environment, inspiring and fun for all participants, a learner-teacher collaborative, and it includes U.S. Common Core standards. This week, the core team, which includes the pioneer members plus those helping who don't wish to be individually acknowledged, working with Sungum Stanzik, PhD in PE, continued with our 5th week of collaborative calls developing the evaluation and evolution component of the highest good education program. What you see here is the first behind-the-scenes draft of our proposed evaluation process. The core team also completed the first 25% of the mind map for the form lesson plan, as you can see here. We added the theme images to the website for this lesson plan as well. We also continued the process of a final proofreading and editing of all 52 lesson plans. This week we completed the matter and materials lesson plan and the movement and development lesson plan. This brings us to 7 of 52 finished, which is 12% completion. And the core team continued creation of the renders for the ultimate classroom, adding views outside the windows and educational subject-specific items to the red room, health and nutrition, the orange room, English, the yellow room, math, and the green room, science, as shown here. Guy Grossfeld, graphic designer, also continued adding people and elements from the learning tools and toys research we've done to create these 2 final renders of the green and orange rooms for the ultimate classroom. One Community's approach to highest good food is duplicable almost anywhere, scalable for different needs, more biodiverse and nutritious, part of forwarding a global open source botanical garden collaborative, and includes 9 different free shared and duplicable growing environments. This week, the core team continued creating images and content for the food bars page, as you see here, bringing the page to approximately 22% completion. Ashwin Patel, web developer, also continued with his 23rd week developing the new search engines for our site. This week's work was integration of the 4th major round of revisions and edits to the Highest Good Food search engine. The search engine is now live and available on the Highest Good Food page. The One Community approach to highest good housing is eco-artistic home building that is affordable, sustainable, do-it-yourself duplicable, resource and space efficient, and consists of 7 different sustainably constructed village models. This week, the core team started updating the AutoCAD file for the Earthbag Village Pod 1 3-dome clusters to the new standardized format as shown here. We'd say we're about 80% complete with this work. We also made text and formatting updates to the Earthbag Village book, pages 20 to 25, creating a new 1-acre footprint image for page 22, and started working on the detailed Earthbag Village furniture construction instructions for the Murphy beds. Elena Thompson, mechanical engineer, completed her 9th week helping with the net zero communal bathroom designs. This week's focus was adding a doorway and changing the ladder, determining the pumps for sinks, and further researching the vacuum toilets to identify that pumps won't be needed for the toilets. Christian Ojeda, mechatronic engineer, completed his 9th week helping with the heat recycling communal eco shower and vermiculture bathroom designs. This week's focus was researching the water storage reservoir for beneath the tropical atrium. You can see some of the results of this research here. Fernando Remolina, industrial engineer specializing in project management, and Lin Zhu, mechanical engineering student, also continued with their 14th week of work on the vermiculture bathroom development. This week's focus, as shown here, was reaching alternative gravity-assisted ways to make the dumping process easier. Dean Schulz, architectural designer, continued helping us create quality Cobb Village Pod 3 renders. Here is update 63 of Dean's work. This week's focus was working on the loft and cutaway views of the southeast wing looking north, as you can see here. Hamilton Matika, AutoCAD and Revit drafter and designer, also finished his 37th week helping with the compressed earth block village Pod 4 design and render details. This week's focus was more updates to the brick patterns and test rendering a room and 2 perspectives for the rooftop patio area. Aparna Tandon, architect, additionally continued her work on the compressed earth block village external elements. What you see here is her 20th week of work focusing on integrating new ideas from a recent trip to Tokyo into the central area shown here. One Community is also creating an open-source duplicable city center. It is designed to be LEED Platinum certified, provide 12 guest rooms, dining for over 150 people, and laundry and recreation space for over 300 people, all while saving money, time, space, and resources. This week, the core team created a new outside render of the city center sun deck. Ramya Vudi, electrical engineer, and Shubham Agrawal, electrical engineer, continued their work on the energy infrastructure for the city center. What you see here are a couple photos from the weekly collaborative calls with Mike Hogan, automation systems developer and business systems consultant, and this week's focus of researching switches, beginning to outline the electrical details for the complete structure, and more work on the microgrid tutorial. And Adrienne Gould-Choquette, mechanical engineer, also finished her 14th week with the team. This week's focus was continuing with the city center heating and air conditioning details, including calculations, revisions, researching possible HVAC systems, and discussing humidity and temperature specifics for the root cellar. The One Community approach to highest good society is globally focused, individually enriching, cooperative and collaborative, includes a highest good network and application, 4 different economic models, and combines fulfilled living and true earth stewardship for the benefit of all people and all life on this planet.
One Community is creating a whole systems approach to sustainability hubs. What that means is we are open sourcing and free sharing everything that we think is necessary for a whole system of sustainability and ultimately a global collaborative of sustainability hubs working together to create a world that truly meets the needs of everyone on it, now and for generations to come. And so the way that we're doing this, we're open sourcing and free sharing, do-it-yourself tools, tutorials, resources, and instructions for all aspects of sustainability. And we've taken this to the whole systems level by combining the physical foundations of sustainability with the emotional foundations of sustainability to create an evolution of sustainability that we think most people consider to be better than the way they're living right now. Now, physical foundations of sustainability are food, energy, and housing, which everybody already knows about. The emotional foundations of sustainability, which aren't typically considered part of sustainability, we think are equally as important. And those are educational models, fulfilled living practices, highest good economic models, as well as true earth stewardship. Putting these things together is an evolution of sustainability and building a prototype, a place where people could come and experience everything that it is that One Community is creating, take the aspects that they like and be able to replicate them on their own, or be able to replicate the complete teacher demonstration, community, village, city, or hub as a whole system approach to sustainability hubs that can be built anywhere in the world, working in cooperation and collaboration with One Community as a global cooperative to create more open source and do-it-yourself resources for sustainability. Our idea is if we make it easy enough, affordable enough, and demonstrate this as attractive enough, then the idea will spread on its own. And so we're bringing together people with the consciousness for the highest good of all, people that believe the whole system's approach to sustainability hubs is a pathway to truly creating a world that works for everybody, and are willing to commit their time, volunteer their time and energy to helping create this with us. This is what One Community is up to. This is how we're creating the next great chapter in the human story. And we're inviting people to participate. Our idea is if we open source and free share everything that we're doing, so that it can be replicated as either individual components or as the complete teacher demonstration hub, then we can create a foundation, a suite of sustainability components that can be implemented in the ways that work best for individuals or other groups and allow human ingenuity to do the rest. But it's that foundation of whole systems, a whole systems approach to the sustainability hubs that we see as world changing. And the reason is because we see all the world's challenges as a whole system. We see that the solutions need to all be interconnected because the challenges are not only interrelated, but they're interdependent. And so simultaneously addressing all of them is really the way to creating a solution that is comprehensive enough, that is adaptable enough, and that is sustainable enough to last into the foreseeable future. And so all the open source components, everything that we're working on right now, that encompasses the entire human experience and creating a place where people can replicate that with average means and average intelligence and understanding of how it all works, so it can be replicated by anyone, anywhere. That's really what we're up to. So if this sounds interesting to you, if this sounds exciting to you, if it sounds fun to you, if it sounds like something you'd like to be a part of, we invite you to get involved. There's lots of different ways to participate with our organization, ranging from the pioneer members who will be moving to the property, building everything in this one community, to just volunteering behind the scenes as a consultant to the project, or to just sharing our information on social media. The easiest way and hugely effective way to help us out is just sharing our information on social media. Share this update. Share the pages of our site that you think are most interesting. Help us get the word out so that more people understand what it is that we're doing and can participate if they want to, or that so they have access to the information that we're creating. The tens of thousands at this point, over 100,000 hours of information of work have gone into creating all this information. Help us get the word out. We are on all the different social media networks to make it as easy as possible. So choose the one that works best for you. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Pinterest, and about 15 other social media networks, because we understand that different people access information different ways, and we want to get the information out as broadly and as diversely as we possibly can. To create a global whole system approach to sustainability hubs requires global participation, which means getting the information in the hands of people all around the planet and working with those people to create sustainability hubs, and then helping them to have a foundation and a format and a structure for helping others as well. And that's what our whole open source platform is about. And this is what we're focusing on. And this is how we are creating world change. And anybody can participate. Of course, people ask, well, what is the biggest thing that one community needs right now? Well, the largest thing that we need is large-scale funding. You know, we continue to focus on open sourcing and free sharing all the details and everything that's necessary for us to be ready to build. But we still need to get the property off the market that we have been looking at and designing around for the last 6+ years. And large-scale funding is necessary to do that, to get that property off the market, to put it under the ownership of our nonprofit organization so that we can start doing site surveys and things that are necessary that we can't do until we actually own the property. So if you or somebody you know has the resources or access to the resources to help us do that, we would love to speak with you. In the meantime, we'll continue doing what we do best, which is open sourcing and free sharing, doing the research, doing the design process, and open sourcing and free sharing everything that we're creating, so this whole systems approach to sustainability hubs can move forward even faster once we have that funding. This is how one community is creating world change. This is how anybody can participate. And we invite you to do that. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. As always, we like to say thank you for the small donations. Everything we get that really makes a big difference. None of one community's members are paid for what it is that we do. We're an all-volunteer organization creating this because we want to live this way, because we want to see a world this way, because we believe in a world that truly works for everybody. We believe that there's a solution to poverty, starvation, crime, social injustice. We think that humanity is ready and capable of creating this if a new and better paradigm is presented that people can choose if they want to and not choose if they want to. So people can participate that feel like it, and demonstrating that as a better way. If it truly is a better way to live, then we believe that the vast majority of people will gravitate towards that, and we can create a sustainable world for everybody. So thank you for the small donations helping us keep everything running. It really is appreciated. Thank you for the emails that we get, the likes, the comments. Like this video. It's a big deal. It helps a lot. Like our posts on Facebook. All those really help us out. Thank you for the comments and emails that we get as well. Thanks for watching to the end. If you'd like more details, more specifics, links to all the open source content, everything we've talked about within this video, visit our written blog. Also, if you'd like to receive an email every time one of these updates comes out, you can send an email to onecommunityupdates@gmail.com, and we'll add you to our newsletter list. Or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel or subscribe to any of our social media avenues and follow us that way. This is what One Community is up to. We will continue to keep on keeping on. Thanks for following our progress.